This is the Internet Broadcasting Network at ibnetwork.us.
From the IB and Box Drop Mattress Studio in Grand Junction, Colorado, this is Dave Alley, and this is the Adventure Alley Show. Hi, Dave Alley here for the Adventure Alley Show. Just wanted to follow up and see how everybody's going. Is it springtime? Is it summer? Is it winter? You know, I don't really know what time of year it is. I know it's May. Oh, by the way, May. Do you know what that means? I've been waiting to say this now for 3 months. May is, you know what, okay, everybody knows what May is. May is World Naked Gardening Month. I've been waiting to say that for 3 months. Is everybody out gardening in the nude? Oh, man, I can't make this stuff up, seriously. Yes, it is May, and it is World, not just United States. This is World Naked Gardening Month. So get out there in the great outdoors and garden in the nude. Put on some suntan lotion and I guess bug spray if you're somewhere where there's a lot of bugs. But hallelujah, God, who comes up with this stuff? I mean, really, you know, there's always Donut Day or Garden in Nude Month, or let's have a dog day, or let's be nice to your neighbor month. I mean, who can keep track of all this stuff? I certainly can't, but this one I can. So get out, all you world gardeners, and do it in the nude. Have some fun. Anyway, I was going to say, I don't know if it's the spring. A week ago today it was snowing. We had about 1.5 inches of snow on the ground. Yesterday it was 90 degrees. 3 days ago it was windy and 58 degrees. And the wind was so strong you could have, blown over I don't know, you could blown over something. But the Mother Nature just doesn't know what time of year it is. But fortunately or unfortunately, as the case may be, it's going to get hot here shortly, and it's probably going to be hot for quite a while, especially here in Grand Junction, because we do live in the desert, and it is warm. It was warm last year, and it's going to be predicted. Well, they do predict that it's going to be hot this year as well. So, but remember, if you're going to go outside and you're going to garden in the nude, make sure you put on some suntan lotion. Or if you're not going to garden in the nude, if you're just going to go out, make sure that you protect yourself with some good bug spray and some good suntan lotion. Ticks are out as well. Just so you know, I had 4 ticks on me a couple weeks ago up in the Blue Mesa area. So those little buggers are dangerous. So make sure that if you're going to go out, put on some DEET and keep them off of you, because if they bite you and you get sick, it's not good. It's not good. Got a lot to go over today. Hopefully I can get around to all of it. It seems like the last couple of shows I've got to the point where I'm missing some stuff. I have it up on my script here, but I don't get to it because I run out of time. It's either because I get too wound up, which is probably the case, but or maybe I have too much stuff. I don't know, but we'll try to get to it, as much of it as I can anyway. And I'm certainly going to try to get to some stuff that I have this week for the state of Nevada. That is my state of choice, and I got a lot of good stuff to do in the great outdoors in Nevada. You think of Nevada, and you think, I think of Las Vegas, you think of gambling, you think of desert and hot, and that's about it. No, there's so much to do in Nevada that besides that stuff, gambling. Of course, you can gamble, but there's just so much more to do. So I got a lot to say about that. Hopefully, I can get. No, I will get to it. That's going to be my goal for today, is to get that done. I did get a letter this week from. Well, it was an anonymous letter. It was signed, but there wasn't any last names to it, and it said here, "Dear Adventure Alley Show, we are really tired of you mocking and making fun of the Democrats, especially Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters. Do you not ever make fun of the Republican Party? Please try to restrain yourself from the Democrats and go towards the Republicans." Well, Nancy and Maxine, who signed the letter, I'll be honest with you. I would love to make fun of the Republicans, but I can't because they're about as dull as I don't know. They're as dull as Jimmy Carter. I mean, they have absolutely no sense. Matter of fact, they're stupid. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna lay it on the table. Republicans are absolutely the dumbest people on earth, and I would love to make fun of them, but they never say anything that's worth repeating or to make fun of, like you do, Nancy and Maxine. But to try to help, and since I am an equal opportunity joke teller, especially when it comes to politics, I've got a couple things here, but I'll just throw them out and see if you like them, Maxine and Nancy. It says here, no one gets around Mitch McConnell when he takes the microphone, as there is always a good chance that lightning will strike, and that's the truth. And then here's another one. Have you heard George W. Bush has been selected to be the next color commentator for ABC Sports in the 2020 Olympics for the men's Olympic basketball team? W is so excited that he contacted Charles Barkley, where Charles will be coaching W on basketball vocabulary, English pronunciation, word enunciation, and more. Barkley feels that the coaching commitment after this year's NBA Finals, Bush should be ready by the start of the Olympics in 2020 to be a decent commentator. So there you go. If you don't understand that joke, I'm sorry. Charles Barkley, George W. Bush. Enunciations, pronunciations, correct English. Never mind. There you go, Maxine. Hope you guys enjoyed it. My commentary for today is I typically don't like to do other stuff besides talk about. Well, yeah, I do. I like to talk about a lot of stuff. I like to make fun of everybody. But what I have here is this is kind of near and dear to my heart. Because one of my daughters is a teacher, but the teachers went on strike last week for more pay, and so I wrote this out, and I was going to publish it, but I thought, no, everybody's going to be pissed off at me if I do. People are mad at me as it is, so if I publish this, it's just going to make it even worse, and I certainly don't want to have my truck egged or my dog neutered. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read what I wrote, and we'll let it go at that. So here it goes. This is my commentary for the day. Okay, so teachers are striking. As they say, they feel they're underpaid. Well, I agree. So what's the answer? However, they did get a raise, a little bit of a raise last week. Here's the thought. Since my left-leaning friends want to spread the wealth around in this country, why don't they take half of every professional basketball, football, baseball, and hockey player's paycheck and split it up between all deserving K through 12 teachers throughout the country? Now, I have the word deserving underlined. There's a lot of teachers that are the K through 12 that probably don't deserve anything, but the majority of them do. So I'm just going to say that. Here's an example of what I mean. This is just talking about professional football only, and there's 32 teams in the National Football League, and each team has an average payroll of about $95 million. Yes, I said $95 million. Okay, 32 teams times $95 million. That's an average player's payroll of about $304 million. Divide that by half, which is only fair. I mean, those athletes don't need all that money. So there's $95 million, and the average player payroll, team payroll, is $304 million. Divide that in half, which is only fair, like I said. $152 million then would go to the teachers. The National Center for the Educational Statistics say that there are 3.6 million K through 12 teachers in the United States. So that would be $42,222.24 for each deserving teacher in the United States. And that's only professional football. Say, those athletes don't need that money. I'm telling you, they got enough money as it is. And if that's not enough, let's take half of all the paychecks from this country's higher education academia. That would include every college, university, teachers, professors, and administrators. They don't need that money, and they certainly don't work as hard as the K through 12 teachers. I'm telling you that right now. So come on, everybody. Isn't that fair? Isn't that only fair? Hey, wait. If that's not enough, if that is not enough, well, let's take a third. No, let's take half. No. Let's take 2/3 of all the A-list actors' acting fees and their projects, and we'll split that up between the teachers too. Hey, those actors don't need all that money. They don't. What are they going to use it for? And if you think I'm kidding about this, I am absolutely not. Love you, K through 12 teachers. So there's my commentary for the day. Whether you like it or not, I don't know. Don't really care. No, I actually care what you think. Sometimes. So anyway, let's go on to something that's really what this show is all about. Has anybody out there gone up and hugged a sportsman this week or last week or this month or next month or some month? If you haven't, please do. Sportsmen are the ones that pay the majority of everything that this state anyway, the state of Colorado, the Colorado Parks and Wildlife. The majority of all their funds come from sportsman fees. And that's right, I said sportsman fees. Sports person's fees just doesn't sound right to me. I don't know. But, maybe it is. But hunters and fishermen, fishermen make up the majority of everything, like I said, that comes into the Colorado Wildlife and Parks and Wildlife Fund. So if we didn't have hunters, if we didn't have fishermen, we wouldn't have probably big game. And I've got a lot more to go over that later as far as the herd sizes and so forth in the state and throughout the Mountain West. So we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But if you haven't loved, there's a commercial on television where you see some guy running up and putting his arms around a hunter or somebody out fishing, and if somebody did that to me while I was out fishing or hunting, I would be kind of a bit ticked off. But catch me in a bar at night, you're welcome to it, especially if you're good looking. I'm just kidding. But anyway, there you go. So love a sportsman this month. It's not a love a sportsman month. Maybe actually, I wonder if I ought to start that. Maybe we could make May love a sportsman month. Yeah. And they'd even love you more if you were doing it in the nude. Like if you were out gardening in the nude and you saw a fisherman or a hunter, you could run up and give him a big hug. Yeah, that'd be great. I think I'm going to start that. I don't know how to do it, but I am going to look into it and see if I can't get that done. Real quickly before I have to go to a break, there's a gentleman here, actually a young kid, but a nice kid, who has been in. He's an outdoor enthusiast, and he's actually going to school to be. I'm really not sure exactly what. I'll have to look it up to see exactly what his major is, but it has to do with the outdoors, and I'll look that up. But this poor guy got bit 3 times in the last year and a half. Not only let me just start from the beginning. A year and a half ago, he got bit by a rattlesnake over in Utah when he was hiking. The snake, he went around a boulder, and he didn't see the snake. It was a small one, and he got bit. And thank goodness nothing happened. And actually, he didn't even have to go to the hospital. But he turned out okay. That last summer, he was up in Rocky Mountain National Park and got bit by a bear. He and his friends were out camping and were sleeping in a tent. And the bear came down into their camp and was, I guess, looking for some food or something. Grabbed his tent and bit him on the leg. No, actually bit him on the shoulder. But thank God that the other people woke up and scared the bear off. So he's been bitten by a snake and he's been bitten by a bear. I need a beer. It's too early though. But his third one. This is it. He was last April. He was surfing over in Hawaii, and I'll be darned if he didn't get bit by a tiger shark on the leg. And he really, didn't really think it was all that bad. But once he got to shore, and they couldn't get the bleeding stopped. He didn't even really want to go to the hospital or the emergency center. But they finally talked him into it, and it's a good thing they did because they had to put in, 22 stitches in his leg. But there's the trifecta, getting bit by a snake, a bear, and a shark. And those are the three of the things I'm probably scared the most of. So that's why I don't go in the ocean. That's why I always carry a gun, and that's why I always, when I go out into the deep woods, carry a whistle and a .44 Magnum. So no, I wouldn't shoot a bear. I know one time back in the good old days, my uncle did go bear hunting and actually did kill a bear. And my aunt, who was probably the best cook in the world, she tried to cook some of this bear meat up. And man, it was bad. I mean, it was it was horrible. And it was so bad and so horrible and so disgusting that we threw it out in the back portion where we had a bunch of dogs over at the ranch, and the dogs wouldn't even eat it. That's how bad it was. So, I think I finally had to go out and bury it. That's horrible. Anyway, got to take a break. Hang on, everybody. We'll be right back.
Hi, everyone. This is Dave Alley of the Adventure Alley Show on the IB Network, inviting you to join me every Thursday at 3 o'clock and then again at 9 o'clock for a show on the great outdoors. I will inform and hopefully entertain you on everything outdoors, such as ideas on camping, fishing, hunting, as well as reviewing local microbreweries and sports bars. Also, please follow me on Twitter at Adventure Alley or email me at adventurealley@ibnetwork.us.
Programming produced by and for the Internet Broadcasting Network can be found on TuneIn. Be sure to take us with you by using the TuneIn app on all your mobile devices. This is the IB Network.
This week, my name is Harley Mitchell. Next week, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll use your name. You see, I'm a cyber criminal, and I steal information that defines who you are. Things like your driver's license number, your birth date, your home address, your office address, your social security number, your medical information, insurance cards, business licenses, and if I can get it, your birth certificate. If I can get one, I can get the rest. It's not personal. It's just business. Once I have your information, I bundle it with others and I sell it. Not just once, but over and over and over and over and over.
Due to recent massive data breaches, your personal information is now available for cyber criminals like Harley to buy and sell to their underworld counterparts for profit. Bad people with bad intentions hiding behind your identity. Don't be fooled and lock down your financial life. Use the professionals that Fortune 500 companies use, ID Shield and Legal Shield. It costs less and reaches further. Don't lock down your life. Call Andrea Wacker and get the right protection for the right problem. Andrea Wacker is your Lady of Justice. Call now at 719-243-3174. That's 719-243-3174.
Hi, Dave Alley here for the Adventure Alley Show. Yeah, we're back here. I tried to look up and find out what major the kid that got bit all those times was going for, but I certainly couldn't find it. But I'm still going to look for it, and hopefully by the time I go off the air today, maybe I can pass that on. But what a nice kid! I mean, just a doggone nice kid. But anyway. Let's go on to, I'm going to go right into the things to do in Nevada, because I always try to I've been putting that off, what to do in Utah, or what to do in Washington or Oregon or whatever. And it seems like I get to the end and I'm always stubbing my toe or something and can't get to it. But this is kind of what this show is all about great things to do in the great outdoors. So let's see if I can do that here. I'm going to start out here. These are places you absolutely must visit in Nevada this spring. Now, just to clarify this just a little bit, I don't know. We're still in the springtime officially, but I just talked to a gentleman just this morning, actually, who works for the federal Game and Goose, and I'm not even sure. Maybe it's Forest Service or whatever. But he's a federal guy. He's not state, and he does a lot of hikes and does a lot of tours and stuff in Utah to some of the other outer canyons that people need a guide for. And he said that this year has been one of the strangest year of the years because the temperature has been so high that they normally don't only do but one or two hikes or tours before June 1st, but they've already got 4 in this year just because of the weather. And he said the last one they did last week, people were complaining about the heat, and that's not a good sign for the first part of May. So anyway. But to make that, but if you're going to do stuff in Nevada, at least in parts of Nevada, you need to do it right away. So the first thing to do that you can't miss out on, and I've been here before several times, the Valley of Fire State Park in Overton, Nevada. Actually, my wife and I almost bought some property in Overton several years ago. Boy, I'm glad we didn't, but we almost did. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, the Valley of Fire State Park is named because it looks like rocks are on fire. That's the truth. And it's located on 40,000 acres, and it's about 35 miles east of Las Vegas. You can get there by several routes, but on I-15 is probably the best way. And these rocks and everything were all made and were formed by volcanoes that were here about 2,000 years ago, which is very interesting. There's plenty to do there. There's picnic grounds and there's camping grounds and there's just stunning photography that you could take all over. The next thing that I would recommend that you do in Nevada is to go to Lake Tahoe. If you've never been to Lake Tahoe, this is something that you need to put on your bucket list because this is probably one of the most beautiful spots in the United States. And even though part of it's in California, but part of it's in Nevada, and it's in the Sierra Nevada range, but Lake Tahoe is definitely a must destination for anybody. The water there in Lake Tahoe is as clear as a crystal. It's in an alpine setting. There's plenty to do there year round. You can ski in the winter. There's fishing and hiking and camping, and boating and water sports in the summer. And it's right on the border, the California-Nevada border. So if you want to, do a little boating or fishing in the morning, or swimming, and then get up and go into a casino at night, that certainly you can too. But the casinos and the actual lake itself is separated to the point you don't really know that they're there. The casinos there and so forth. So it's a beautiful area. Some of the best times I've had. Not only in California, Nevada, we're at Lake Tahoe, and it's beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. There's one story about Lake Tahoe. My oldest daughter got married there, 18, 17, 15, 16 years ago. Don't know. I guess I should know, but I really don't because I'm old. But anyway, I was talking to a gentleman that said that he has a fishing boat service, and that he takes people out there on the lake and fish, and they try to fish for lake trout, which are those big mackinaws, and they can get up to something. You can't catch them if they're under 20 pounds, you got to throw them back. But if they're over 20 pounds, you can keep them. These fish can grow and get as big as 50, 55 pounds. And anyway, he said that they were fishing for Mackinaw or lake trout. And a guy had snagged or caught what he thought was a very big fish, and he calculated it to be somewhere between 45 and 50 pounds. And the guy was struggling to get it up to the boat, and he was all excited and la-da-da. And then just as they were getting it to put it in the boat, something came up and grabbed it and literally bit the thing in two. And I asked him, I says, is this a true story? And he says, oh, no, this is definitely a true story. So there's something bigger in that lake than a 55-pound Mackinac lake trout. So if you're going to do there, be careful. And I don't know. Gosh, I don't know if I'd go swimming in there. And I'd love to go back. It's one of my favorite places in the United States, actually. The next place to go is Tuampa, Nevada. And this is in Nye County. This is where my old friend... what is his name? I'm losing my mind again. Not George Norrie. He's the one that's on it in there now. But anyway, I'll think of it in a minute. See what happens when you get old. But anyway, this is a favorite place for people to go where they can actually go back in the past, back when Nevada was actually the Silver Queen state of the United States. And you can visit old mines, and it's halfway between Reno and Las Vegas. And there's not only a lot of old mines to take a look at, but there's a lot of, they say, haunted places in there. Not only there's there haunted houses, but there's haunted graveyards and so forth. So you ought to, if you're into that kind of stuff, and this you have to do it this time of year because that gets really hot out there in the summer. But it's also one of the favorite places for everybody to go in the summertime and to do star watching because of the clouds, or there's very, very seldom any clouds, and the sky's just so clear that you can see just about, and it's pretty high in elevation, so you can see a lot of stars which you normally couldn't see if you were anywhere else in the country. Spring Mountain National Recreation Area in Las Vegas. I've never been to this place, but I've heard a lot about it. And it's just a wonderful place to go. It says here, if you want to get some ideas on how to landscape that kind of area with fauna and fauna, and it's only about 30 miles from Las Vegas. So if you've got a time and you ran out of money, this is free. Go out and take a look at it. And it's in a beautiful setting. And they got tours there and people there to explain all of the plants and so forth. If you want to try to take a look at it, maybe putting some of this in your yard. So you can't take their stuff, but they'll tell you how to take care of it. Let's see, what else is there to do? Virginia City. Remember Bonanza? Yeah, we're going to Virginia City to stock up on beans and flour and Hop Sing soap. Remember Hop Sing from Bonanza? That's one of the few characters of that show that I actually enjoyed. So anyway, I used to call my youngest daughter, Hop Sing, because literally she did washing every day. She'd wash 2 or 3 loads of what? I have no idea. That kid had more clothes and shoes than Imelda Marcus, so I don't know. But anyway, it's actually the county seat of Stony County, and it's very close to Reno Sparks, and it's about 30 minutes from Reno. But there's a lot to do there. There's some semi-ghost town adventures to look at. And they're also saying that Virginia City is the most haunted city in the United States. Now, calling it a city, I think, is a little bit strong. I think there's only like 5,000-6,000 people who live there, so it's a town. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, of course, I have to go to Las Vegas, Sin City. Been there many times, had a lot of fun. I'm not going to say a whole lot about that. But there's a lot to do in Las Vegas. There's a lot to do around Las Vegas, and so that brings me to the another part that's really close to Las Vegas, which is Lake Mead National Recreation Area. This is the lake that was formed when they built the Hoover Dam back in the 30s over the Depression years. From President Roosevelt was the one that put this together, the funding to build this dam, which actually I think should be one of the wonders of the world. It's just absolutely amazing. But and it backs up Lake Mead, which holds the most water of any other lake in the United States, besides the Great Lakes, of course, but in the western part of the United States. So go down to Lake Mead. I spent a lot of good times in Lake Mead. Wonderful houseboating, fishing. We didn't do a whole lot of fishing, but we did a lot of sightseeing. But it's a wonderful place to go. It's a good place to just let your hair down and have some wonderful fun in the water. Good swimming. But also next to the Hoover Dam, I think should also be one of the wonders of the world, And that's the bridge going across the gorge right above the dam from Arizona to Nevada. And that bridge, you have to see it. And I don't know what they call it. I think it's named after a football player, I think, and some sort of a politician, but I don't know for a fact. But I watched that bridge being built down through the years when we used to go out there every year for the Air Force Air Force basketball tournament, and it was amazing. So there you go, Reno. Reno's a great place to go. I would absolutely, if you want a small town atmosphere in Nevada, Reno's a great place, and Nevada's a great place. And did you know that there are more sheep that are raised in Nevada than there is anywhere else in the United States? And you think, how in the world would they raise sheep in desert? Well, a lot of these places aren't in the desert. A lot of these places, like around Lake Tahoe and a little bit further northeast of Reno, are mountains, and they're above 7,000-8,000 feet. And there's pine trees. It's beautiful. And there's aspen trees, etc. So it's just a beautiful place, and there's a lot of sheep. So if you like sheep, you like wool, and so forth, I recommend that's where you go. Just to have a little bit of fun. So anyway, I better take another break, and got that out of the way. So I feel good. I feel good about that. So everybody, hang with me.
Hi everyone, this is Dave Alley of the Adventure Alley Show on the IB Network, inviting you to join me every Thursday at 3 o'clock and then again at 9 o'clock for a show on the great outdoors. I will inform and hopefully entertain you on everything outdoors, such as ideas on camping, fishing, hunting, as well as reviewing local microbreweries and sports bars. Also, please follow me on Twitter at Adventure Alley or email me at adventurealley@ibnetwork.us.
Programming produced by and for the Internet Broadcasting Network can be found on TuneIn. Be sure to take us with you by using the TuneIn app on all your mobile devices. This is the IB Network.
This week, my name is Harley Mitchell. Next week, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll use your name. You see, I'm a cyber criminal, and I steal information that defines who you are. Things like your driver's license number, your birth date, your home address, your office address, your social security number, your medical information, insurance cards, business licenses, and if I can get it, your birth certificate. If I can get one, I can get the rest. It's not personal, it's just business. Once I have your information, I bundle it with others and I sell it. Not just once, but over and over and over and over and over.
Due to recent massive data breaches, your personal information is now available for cyber criminals like Harley to buy and sell to their underworld counterparts for profit. Bad people with bad intentions hiding behind your identity. Don't be fooled and lock down your financial life. Use the professionals that Fortune 500 companies use, ID Shield and Legal Shield. It costs less and reaches further. Don't lock down your life. Call Andrea Wacker and get the right protection for the right problem. Andrea Wacker is your Lady of Justice. Call now at 719-243-3174. That's 719-243-3174.
Dave Alley here for the Adventure Alley Show. Yeah, we were just talking about great things to do in Nevada, and I was reminded by one of my friends on. He sent me an email that we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of that horrible experience that they had out there in September in Las Vegas, where that guy shot all those people at that concert. And the scary thing about it is I was actually out there in Las Vegas at that time. I wasn't at the concert, and obviously I didn't get hurt, but there were a lot of people that were staying in the same hotel I was at, the MGM, that were going over there, because it was just literally you could walk over there 3 blocks and you were at the venue. So what a horrible thing that was. So that's a memory I certainly don't want to bring back with me from Las Vegas, even though I've got a lot of good memories from other things in the past. So anyway, I want to talk about real quickly about the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has started a protection plan for prairie dogs in the state of Utah. Apparently, the prairie dog population is at an all-time low, and I don't know what that means because they don't have any facts or figures on that. But they feel that the population is to the point that they need to start protecting these little buggers. Now, as we all know, a prairie dog is a rodent, and yes, they are cute, and yes, they do run around and live in colonies, and they have little babies that are cute and so forth. But there's a lot of downside to the prairie dog too. One, they're really susceptible of getting the blue bonnet plague or whatever it is. Not blue bonnet on it. That was a commercial for butter, wasn't it? Everything's better with blue bonnet on it. Well, anyway, it's some plague. I don't know what it is. But anyway, these little buggers are susceptible to getting this plague, and they get it because of the fleas that jump on their fur. And I don't know where the fleas come from either. And I guess the wildlife, the state wildlife would probably know where these fleas come from. But anyway, regardless of that, they are dangerous, and not only if they've got the plague, but if they bit you, there's a good chance you probably would get rabies. So they really haven't been the most favorite animal of any species here in the Great West or in the great outdoors for years and years. Not only do they have problems with being sick and the plague and so on and so forth, but they make their homes underground, and which it was a real problem for the cattlemen that take their cows to the high range, because the cows would sometimes step in and break a leg, or a horse would step in and break a leg, and you know how horrible that is. But anyway, they feel that they have to protect these little buggers now, and so they are putting a protective status on these prairie dogs. And if there's a prairie dog anywhere that there's going to be any type of development, they will have to come in and take and repopulate or transfer these prairie dogs to another part of the state. So I don't know. I just don't know. This is kind of the craziest thing I've ever heard of. But if Utah wants prairie dogs, why don't they come over to Colorado? We've got prairie dogs up the wazoo. Matter of fact, I mean, they're on our list. We can shoot if you've got a small game license. And matter of fact, there's no limit on shooting a prairie dog. But the question is, what do you do with a dead prairie dog? You sure don't want to touch it because you might get the plague. But I don't know. But I'm not going to lie to you. I've shot several prairie dogs, and I've impressed my relatives with my shooting ability with a prairie dog running 75 yards away at about 3 miles an hour, and winged a guy and winged him up in the air he went. So I used to impress my relatives a lot until I got old and cranky. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, so if you go over to Utah and you want to do some prairie dog hunting, because you have a small game license in Utah, no, you can't do it. So just don't even think about it. And if you see a prairie dog, wave hollow or something, but you can't hunt them. So stay completely away. And hopefully this species will go to a population that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service will feel that it's appropriate for that state, and then they can get them off the endangered species. I'm telling you what, prairie dogs are like rabbits. They populate a lot quickly, quickly. So anyway, I think enough's been said on that. So don't go over there. Let's see what else. Gas prices. We're almost summertime. Gas prices are on the rise again. Everybody, I think, is pretty much planning their summer vacations and summer fun, and hopefully they're going to be doing a lot of getting out in the great outdoors, camping, fishing, hiking, whatever. But a couple of tips here: if you are going to do that, they expect the price of gasoline to go up again. Maybe over if you're going to buy regular, over the $3 mark before summer starts. So just remember that. And the best times to buy fuel, and I didn't really think about this, but according to AAA, the best times to buy fuel is on Sunday evenings. And I don't know if they go out after the weekend and reduce the price on, hey, let's go outside and take that gas price down a couple pennies, because we're not getting any business. Do they do that? I don't know. But the worst time to buy it is Fridays. And obviously that's the case because everybody's getting excited about going somewhere and packing the tent or packing the kids or packing both, and off they go, and they don't really care. Hey, we're going to go out and have some fun. Okay, gasoline's $3 a gallon. Who cares? We're going to go out and have some fun, but they'll pay for it when they look at the bill. But anyway, that's kind of how we all are. But getting out and having fun is more fun and is deserving than to sit around the house worrying about the price of gasoline. So if you got to worry about the price of gasoline, you're worrying about the wrong stuff. There's plenty of other stuff to worry about. So go out and have some fun. So if you're going to buy gas, buy it on Sunday. If you need to buy it on Friday expected to pay more. So that's for my good friends at AAA Auto. So and anyway, if you don't have AAA, I would certainly encourage and would encourage you to do so. They do a lot of good stuff, and they give you a lot of good information. So there you go. Here we go. See, here we are. We're not only is May get out and garden in the nude month, but it's also the bike riding month. So if you want to if you don't want to pay money to put gas in your car, do stuff on the weekends or if you want to do some stuff with the great outdoors, do it on a bike. You don't have to worry about it, and especially in May, because it is bicycle. It is bicycle. May is bicycle. Get out and ride your bicycle month. So a lot of people that I know ride their bikes to work. You can do it here in Grand Junction, literally. Well, not 12 months a year, but maybe 11 and a half, and it's good. I mean, if you can get up early enough and get to work before it's too hot, I would encourage everybody to ride a bicycle. I haven't ridden a bike since, guys, when was the last time I rode a bike? 1969 was the last time I rode a bike, and actually I ran it into a tree. And that was the last time that I rode a bike. But I still encourage everybody to jump in and enjoy ride your bike month here, the month of May. Now it's not only here in Colorado, but it's all over the United States. So if you got a bike, get out there and ride it. You won't have to worry about putting gas on your bike or in your bike. You just have to worry about putting beer down your throat to keep you from being thirsty. Okay, let's see what I've got here. Gosh, I got to go for another break. I'll have to be right back. Hi, Dave Alley here for the Adventure Alley Show. Just wanted to to remind everybody that May is World Naked Gardening Month again, and Get Out and Ride Your Bike Month. So May is a very, very busy month. So I wonder if you could ride your bike nude. I don't know. That doesn't seem like that would be a good idea for anybody, men or women. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Speaking of in the buff, there was a guy here in Colorado that was ticketed for literally hiking in the nude. He was hiking in McGinnis Canyon, just west of Grand Junction, when two hikers going into the canyon saw the other hiker coming out, and all he had on was a hat and a lanyard. And I'm not sure what the lanyard was for. It certainly wasn't going to keep him from getting sunburned. Anyway, the two hikers that were going in saw the other nude hiker going out, and they thought that was strange. And when they got to when the hiker got out, he got in his car and drove off. The other 2 hikers took some pictures of his car and his license plate and turned it over to the park rangers. But then when they went into his house and they told him, if you go out and do any more hiking naked in this area or any area in the state of Colorado, you're going to get a fine and maybe some jail time too. So don't know what there was people that said they tried to call him for his statement, but he had nothing to say or whatever. So anyway, there you go. So there's a lot of nudity in May this year. A lot of nudity. Gosh, I wonder if that's going to make this show rated like double, triple X or something. I hope not. So there you go. Cinco de Mayo last Saturday. I certainly enjoy Cinco de Mayo every year. I always go over to my favorite spot for Mexican food, and they have some of the best margaritas. I can't tell you who it is on the air, but wonderful Mexican food, wonderful señoritas that wait on you. And I swear they have absolutely the best beef burritos that there are made on the face of the earth. So if you didn't have a chance to go out and enjoy Cinco de Mayo last Saturday, do it this Saturday. Right over there on your bike. It's May is Ride Your Bike Month, so right over there to your favorite Mexican place. Have some food. If you're going to drink liquor, make sure that you do it in moderation so you don't do something stupid on your bike ride back home. But Cinco de Mayo, what a great time! I enjoy it every year. Absolutely, I do. I've got there's something that I mentioned maybe last week or a couple weeks ago about the Indian reservation down in northern New Mexico is going to have they were going to cull the herd. Their wild horse herd that was on their reservation because the population was just way too many, and they thought that they were going to cut them back about 60 head, but they called off the hunt or whatever you want to call it because it made the population around there and the public very well. I guess they were mad that they were going to kill these poor horses. Well, see, this is another reason why all these tree huggers and rock lickers, since they called off the hunt, 100 of these horses were caught in a bog, a water bog, because they didn't have enough water to drink, and they died because they could not literally walk out of the bog. They got stuck. So instead of being 60, they killed 100, maybe even more. And now the problem is, how in the world are they going to get those horse carcasses away out of there? Because if you don't do something with them, that's not only going to maybe possibly do something to the water there if the water comes back, but it's just going to be a smelly mess, and it's just ugly. So there you go. It's do one or the other. But if you don't do one, the other's going to happen. I'm just telling you that right now. So there's the update on the horse situation on the Indian reservation in New Mexico. Okay, sage grouse here in Colorado. There was a group that wanted to put them on the endangered species. But after they did a final count in the Gunnison County, they determined that the population totals weren't sufficient enough to actually be put on the endangered species. I don't think that you can actually hunt them if you had a small game license. So if you're going to be doing some small game hunting in Colorado, do not shoot a sage grouse because you're probably going to get a ticket if you get caught. Now, in Colorado, you can shoot prairie dogs. Now, if you went over to Utah, you cannot shoot a prairie dog in Utah. But in Colorado, you can shoot prairie dogs. So if you want to do that instead, that's your priority and have fun. So there you go. Here in Colorado, don't shoot the sage grouse. In Utah, do not shoot the prairie dogs. Great. Okay, let's see what else we got going. Oh, this is something that needs to be said. Water levels, again, are just horrible. Matter of fact, they put on volunteer restrictions right now in Colorado, and especially in places where I live in the desert. The Colorado River literally is spots you could jump over it with your small run. So it's not good. It truly isn't good, and the snowpack is just about gone. So we're going to have problems throughout the West here, and I'm not talking about just Colorado. I'm talking about Utah. I'm talking about Arizona, especially in California, who the water belongs to. But there's going to be fistfights and probably some real legal action being taken if we don't get some rain, because people are going to want water for their crops or for their cattle, or if they're stupid, they want to put it on their lawns, and there's going to be fistfights over it. So let's hope that it's going to rain. And then actually, I did read something somewhere that there is going to be some rain that's coming into this region, not only Colorado but Utah, Arizona, and Nevada. They're thinking the parts the first part of next month in June. So I hope that's the case. So anyway, well, it looks like I'm just about out of time again, and I still got a whole list of stuff that I'd like to do, but maybe I can swing in one more thing here. No, I'm not going to talk anymore about you can garden in the nude month. That's I'm done with it. And now that May's here and it's over with, you'll never hear me ever say anything about gardening in the nude again until next May. So anyway, one other thing I want to talk about quickly is the parks, the visitation to the parks. Some of the major parks, they went back and found the statistics and the count that they were keeping. The visitor count was wrong. So I'm going to have more about that next week. So it's interesting that they can't keep track of people going in and out of the parks. I don't understand that at all. So. Oh, and doggone it, I didn't get to talk about the Pecker Stretcher 44 Double D benefit run for the strippers in Las Vegas to help the benefit for the woodpecker population in northern California. So I've got to do that next week for sure. So anyway, I've got to go. Wish I had more time, but I don't. But anyway, I'm glad that you all were here. So anyway, for the IB Network, my studio engineer, Tim Wacker, my equipment engineer, Carson Breeze, my IT engineer, Blake Olson, this is Dave Alley saying, you only live once, so get out in the great outdoors and have some fun, and do some naked gardening if you want. This has been Against the Grain production. This is the IB Network.
Programming produced by and for the Internet Broadcasting Network can be found on TuneIn. Be sure to take us with you by using the TuneIn app on all your mobile devices. This is the IB Network.
This week, my name is Harley Mitchell. Next week, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll use your name. You see, I'm a cyber criminal, and I steal information that defines who you are. Things like your driver's license number, your birth date, your home address, your office address, your social security number, your medical information, insurance cards, business licenses, and if I can get it, your birth certificate. If I can get one, I can get the rest. It's not personal, it's just business. Once I have your information, I bundle it with others and I sell it. Not just once, but over and over and over and over and over.
Due to recent massive data breaches, your personal information is now available for cyber criminals like Harley to buy and sell to their underworld counterparts for profit. Bad people with bad intentions hiding behind your identity. Don't be fooled and lock down your financial life. Use the professionals that Fortune 500 companies use, ID Shield and Legal Shield. It costs less and reaches further. Don't lock down your life. Call Andrea Wacker and get the right protection for the right problem. Andrea Wacker is your Lady of Justice. Call now at 719-243-3174. That's 719-243-3174.
listening to the IB Network at ibnetwork.us. Programming produced by and for the Internet Broadcasting Network can be found on TuneIn. Be sure to take us with you by using the TuneIn app on all your mobile devices. This is the IB Network.
Have you ever thought about hosting your own radio show? Well, broadcasting and hosting your own radio show on the Internet Broadcasting Network is the perfect way to get your message out in a dynamic, effective, and timely way. You will gain instant credibility as the expert by showcasing your knowledge and capabilities. Never been in front of a studio microphone before? No problem. We will empower you to become the best host you can be by using our expertise in all aspects of producing, engineering, and marketing a high-quality, professional-sounding broadcast for your show. You will discover that utilizing the power and flexibility of the Internet Broadcasting Network can keep you in front of any audience you choose. Friends, family, existing clients, it doesn't matter. Over time, they can become a natural referral source. Monetize your show by selling audio spots during your program and placement ads on your show website. Sound interesting? Go to ibroadcasting.us for more information and give us a call. We will help you through every step of the way. This is the IB Network.
Next week, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll use your name. You see, I'm a cyber criminal, and I steal information that defines who you are. Things like your driver's license number, your birth date, your home address, your office address, your social security number, your medical information, insurance cards, business licenses, and if I can get it, your birth certificate. If I can get one, I can get the rest. It's not personal. It's just business. Once I have your information, I bundle it with others and I sell it. Not just once, but over and over and over and over and over.
Due to recent massive data breaches, your personal information is now available for cyber criminals like Harley to buy and sell to their underworld counterparts for profit. Bad people with bad intentions hiding behind your identity. Don't be fooled and lock down your financial life. Use the professionals that Fortune 500 companies use, ID Shield and Legal Shield. It costs less and reaches further. Don't lock down your life. Call Andrea Wacker and get the right protection for the right problem. Andrea Wacker is your Lady of Justice. Call now at 719-243-3174. That's 719-243-3174. You can now listen to your favorite IB Network shows on iTunes. Find us under Music, then Internet Radio, then Talk and News, And finally, look for the IB Network. How cool is that?